Hello dear learners, welcome to MUs. Thank you so much coming to my channel English at MUs. And dear learners, today I am going to discuss with you IELTS Academic Writing Test 1, and you can take today's description as a sample writing for the line graph. But before you start, make sure that you have watched my previous two videos describing the rising and the falling trends, or I would advise you to go for it first. I'm going to place the link of the videos in the YouTube comment box. So, yes, I am Amrita Shan, and making the things easy for the learners is a passion with me. So, let's get started for today and see which graph we are going to write. So, this is the graph we are going to write today, and we are going to work on it together. I will make you see the graph later, because before we start writing the graph, there are some important do's and don'ts that you need to remember. So there are some points that you need to keep in your mind, and the dear learners must see that these are the points. Whenever you're writing any graph, you have to keep all the things in your mind, because we are not going to discuss these points again and again. So listen to me carefully and try to understand it. First important thing is that visualize the graph properly. As soon as you get a graph, it is very important that you should see the graph thoroughly and check that which information is given in different forms. It can be in the form of years, in the form of units, like it can be dollars, it can be rupees, it can be kilometers. So you have to check that which information is given. So understanding of it is very important. Look at the figures and the years. Study the complete information given on the chart. Focus on the movements and the trends. You have to see whether some trend is going up or some trend is going down, or it is just constant. Another important thing is that the use of tense. The graph can be in present, past and future. If some year is given, you have to understand that you have to describe it in the past tense, because they are giving some data of the past. And if the things are described in journal, then you have to go with the present tense. If the graph gives you some prediction and projection, means examiner wants to check that how you describe the things in future tense. So before you start writing, make sure that in which tense you have to write a graph. And after that, you have to be particular about the lexical structure, and in which you have to be ready with appropriate connectors that are generally used in writing task 1. In the present graph, we are going to discuss some connectors. It will make the things more clear to you. Another important thing is that after viewing the graph completely, pick the main features, because you are not going to write all the things in detail. You have to avoid detailed reporting. You are not expected to describe every up and down. You have to pick only the main features. And after that, you have to learn the skill of grouping the features. Group the features wherever possible. Means if you are seeing some similarity, of if there is what is prominent difference, or if something is going in a parallel direction, something is stable, you can group the things together. You can talk about the opposite trends together. So grouping is also very important, because in this way you can give lot of information in a single feature. Introduction goes with information on the graph. Writing introduction is another important skill that you have to improve in. And in the introduction, you have to mention only the information that is given in the picture, given on the graph. And importantly, you are not expected to copy the question statement. If you are taking the same question statement, you are not going to get appropriate bands for your writing. So we know that for introduction, we have to go for paraphrasing, and you can make use of some adverbs and adjectives, you can make use of synonyms, and you can change the complete question statement in your own words. Show a good range of sentence structure. It means that you are not going to write all the features in the same with the same sentence range. You have to write all the sentences in a different style. Sometimes you are giving the sentences in active form, sometimes it can be passive, sometimes the sentences are starting with the object directly, or sometimes you are using the sentences that go with there is, there are. So this graph that we are going to do, you are going to understand this too. Limit your description in 6 or 7 features depending on the information given in the graph. We have not to go with the detailed description. So 6-7 features are going to help you. And then most importantly, write either overview or conclude with overall analysis. After writing the graph, I will make the things more clear to you, what is overview and what is overall analysis. So stay with me till the end of the video, and all the information, all the things we are going to discuss, dear learners, is very important. So continue, listen to me attentively and try to understand the things. Last not least, do not write any data or figures in overview or overall analysis. This point will become more clear when we will reach up to this point. So these are the points you need to keep in your mind anytime you are writing any type of graph for IELTS writing task 1. So now let's check which graph we are going to write together. And you need to read the question first of all very carefully. The, the line graph below gives the information of cases of accidents in city A, B and C in Maryland between 1985 to 1994. So they are talking about the cases of accidents in 3 different cities of Maryland. So the cities have been described in 3 colors, that is blue, black and red. And here they are talking about the number of accidents, and here they have talked about the years, that is from 1985 to 1994. So when you get a graph, first of all, see the complete information. So the things are very clear. Number of accidents, 3 cities, years, and the figures are there in hundreds. Let's go to the next. After that, it is the time to skim the graph. When you have taken, when you have got the complete information given on the picture, now the time is for skimming. Dear learners, skimming the graph means you have to read the graph rapidly and you have to get the journal overview of the graph. स्किमिंग का मतलब है कि आपको जल्दी से ग्राफ को रीड करना है. ग्राफ को रीड करना है मीन्स आपको लाइंस की डायरेक्शंस को देखना है. यू हैव टू चेक द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ट्रेंड्स. अगर आप अब स्किमिंग करेंगे देन यू विल कम टू नो कि अगर हम सिटी ए की बात कर रहे हैं तो वहां पे जो है फ्लक्चुएटिंग ट्रेंड है. When the lines are going up and down, that is called fluctuating trend. So सबसे पहले आपने इस चीज को skim किया, you understood, you got the overview. And then if you are talking about city B, अगर आप city B के ऊपर फोकस कर रहे हैं तो आपको पता चल रहा है कि कांस्टेंट अपसर्ज है और रैपिड राइज है. तो हमें पता चल रहा है कि यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक ये कांस्टेंट अपसर्ज हो रहा है, कांस्टेंट अपसर्ज है, इंक्रीज है. और उसके बाद जो है 91 के बाद बहुत जल्दी से इंक्रीज हुआ है तो हमने वर्ड यूज किया रैपिड राइज. सिटी बी के ऊपर फोकस करते हैं तो पता चल रहा है कि पैरेलल हाइक है, यानी कि सिटी बी और सी का कुछ ड्यूरेशन तक from 1985 to 19 I think that 1990 this is yes till 1991 पैरेलल राइज हुआ है और उसके बाद जो है वो कंटिन्यूअस असेंड है और वो जो ग्रोथ है वो कंटिन्यूअस रही है. So this is the overview and you have come to know fluctuation, parallel trend, rapid rise, constant flow. Another thing that you can focus on कि जो सिटी ए है उसमें एक्सीडेंट केसेस जो हैं वो बहुत कम हुए हैं और फाइनली खत्म हो गए हैं. जबकि सिटी बी में और सिटी सी में एक्सीडेंटल केसेस में राइज हुआ है और सिटी बी में तो सबसे ज्यादा एक्सीडेंटल केसेस जो हैं वो नोटिस हुए हैं ड्यूरिंग द लास्ट 4 years. So this was the skimming and you have come to know the complete detailing of the graph. So when we give a journal overview and we read the things very fast, that is called skimming. Dear learners, after skimming, we have come to the graph and we are now going to write introduction. And for introduction, you know that you have to paraphrase the question statement. So for paraphrasing, you have to read the question statement very carefully. But you are not going to use the same wording while while writing your introduction. The question says that the graph below gives the information of cases of accidents in city A, B, C of Maryland between year this to this. So if you have to change the sentence, if you want to write the sentence in your own way, you can also write in very easy way. You can say that given graph tells how many number of accidents took place. The line would go completely entirely change. There would be entirely total change in the sentence if you write like this, that the given graph reveals how many number of accidents took place in city A, B and C between the years 1985 to 1994. So this is paraphrasing. We have used different words and our sentence structure is different than the question statement. Another way for you that I have written is, the other way is that the given graph is a statistical representation of number of accidents which took place in 3 different cities of Maryland during the years between 1985 to 1994. So you can pause the video here and you can look at the things for yourself again. So now it is the time to write the first feature describing the initial figures in 1985. Understand the description. So first of all, we are going to discuss these initial figures. Let's see that how the figures have been written. The pattern makes it quite vivid that drastically high number of accidents, that is more than 400, were witnessed in city A. Drastically high number of accidents, that is 400, were witnessed in city A, whereas the numerals casualties of city B and C was around 100 or less than 100 for the initial year. And it has been compared that whereas the number of accident in B and C were 100 or less than 100. Three important informations have been given in one feature. And what is the starter we have used here? The pattern makes it quite vivid. The pattern makes it quite clear. Pause the video here, try to understand the feature for yourself and then continue. Now you are going to focus on city C. City C is red color line. So it is having a gradual upsurge. The figure has got from 90 to 190. 100 केसेस जो है इसमें इंक्रीज हुए हैं. तो देखते हैं इस पार्ट को हमने, इस फीचर को हमने कैसे डिस्क्राइब किया है. Noticeably, the mishap cases had a steady increase. The mishap cases had the steady but constant rise in city C. So it had mishap cases. Steady means slow but constant. स्लो है बट कंटिन्यूसली राइज हुए हैं इन सिटी सी में, एंड ओवरऑल 100 मोर केसेस वर एडेड इन द लिस्ट ड्यूरिंग द टाइम स्पैन ऑफ 9 years. सो 100 मोर केसेस, पहले 90 थे पर 190 हो गए, तो 100 केसेस का इंक्रीज हुआ. और टाइम पीरियड हमने यहाँ पे अब ईयर्स नहीं लिखे, हमने एक और ब्यूटीफुल फ्रेज यूज कर दिया, दैट इज ड्यूरिंग द टाइम स्पैन ऑफ 9 years. And dear learners, here what we have taken, we have written noticeably to make the examiner know that we are going to talk about another feature. Pause it here and understand it for yourself. Now you are going to focus on city C and B. We are writing a third feature, and you are now focusing on city C and city B, and you know that they are having a parallel trend, and city B has got after that a very sudden hike. So let's see that how the things have been described here. One prominent similarity can be seen for city B and C, where the number of cases had parallel upward trend between 1985 to 1991. So yes, between 1985 to 1991 parallel increase हुआ है number of cases में, and witness cases were 100 and 150 for C and BTC, city C and B respectively. और फाइनल जो है सिटी ए के जो केसेस हैं वो 100 तक पहुंचे और उसके 150 तक पहुंचे. सो द सेम वी हैव रिटन that witness cases were 100 and 150 for city C and B respectively. One prominent similarity can be seen for city B and C. This is another beautiful connector that you can use where you want to describe the similar trend. So pause the video here, try to understand it, and come to the next feature. Now you are going to focus on city B. You are going to focus on city B, and that is in black color, And here we are going to talk about 1991 to 1994. In 1994 we are talking about city B. So let's see that how the things have been described. So what they are saying that shockingly after 1991 the accidental cases had sudden shoot up in city B as 500 more cases were added in the list. So वो बोल रहे हैं कि 1995 के बाद सडन हाइक हुआ, सडन शूटअप हुआ और जो फिगर है वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 200 से 700 पे पहुंच गई. तो मीन्स 500 केसेस जो है वहां पे और देखे गए. 500 more cases were added in the list. That is the highest figure in the graph, that is around 700, and that is the highest figure in the graph. So we have described it talking about two main features, and this is very important description for city B. You can also write the sentence like this कि after that after 1991 there was rapid rise of accidental cases as the figure jumped from 200 cases to approximately 700 cases. Dear learner, this is not the one way we can convey one sentence in many different ways. If you can keep in your mind, I am going to tell you two very important and easy things. You can write the sentences starting with there is, there are, or you can start just with the object that we are talking about. Like you can say we are talking about 1991. You can say that 200 cases were registered in 1991, and after that for the next years the figure reached to 700. So you started with the figure 200. और अगर आप देयर से स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं तो आप बोलोगे देयर वर 200 cases, 200 accidental cases in city B in 1991, but with a sudden hike the figure reached to approximately 700. So sometime you can start the sentence with there is, there are. Sometime you can start the sentence with figure. Sometime you can start the sentence with year. In this way you would be able to show different sentence structures. That is the important part of lexical range, lexical structures. So now you are going to focus on city A. City A, that is blue color line in the graph, fluctuation is there, and there are two peak figures. एक तो 87 में आपको पता चल रहा है कि मैक्सिमम केसेस हैं, एंड सेकेंडली यू आर सीइंग कि 91 में भी जो है हाइक पे थे, हाइक पे था एक्सीडेंटल रेट. सो फोकसिंग ऑन सिटी ए. अब आपका कनेक्टर क्या आपने यूज किया? यू हैव यूज दैट फोकसिंग ऑन सिटी ए. So for focusing on city A, the city with terrible number of mishaps was stable at 400 for early 1 year. जहाँ पर सबसे ज्यादा मिसहैप एक्सीडेंट्स हुए थे वो 400 पे स्टेबल रही for early 1 year. So we have described this feature first of all, और उसके बाद आप बोल रहे हो 650 and 420 were other peak figures observed in 1988 and 1991 correspondingly. और फिर आपने उसके बाद ये दो मेन फीचर बता दिए. आपने बताया कि 650 और 420 अदर दो फिगर्स थी, टू फिगर्स थी, पीक फिगर्स थी जो कि 88 में और दिस इज 88 और 1991 में ऑब्जर्व की गई. इस पॉइंट को आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते थे कि fluctuating trend has been observed. Fluctuating trend can be observed in city A and in 1988 600 cases were accidental cases were seen, and after just a year this figure dropped down to less than 300, and with the continuous fluctuating trend the figure finally dropped to less than 100. But read this trend and try to understand that how we have described it. Focusing on CTA fluctuating trend in 1993. अब 1993 के ऊपर मेन फोकस करते हैं, जो कि सबसे मेन पॉइंट है इस ग्राफ का. We are going to discuss this point. So in 1993, apparently with fluctuating trend, the cases statistics substantially dropped down to less than 100. वो बोल रहे हैं कि फ्लक्चुएटिंग ट्रेंड के साथ सब्सटेंशियली, रिमार्केबली, मतलब सिग्निफिकेंटली जो केसेस हैं वो 100 से भी कम रह गए. एंड देयर आफ्टर नो रिकॉर्ड ऑफ एनी एक्सीडेंट हैज बीन रजिस्टर्ड फॉर द सिटी, दैट इज ए. So they are saying कि it came down to less than 100, and after that there is no data. Means after that no accidental case has been found in city A. सो सिटी ए जहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा एक्सीडेंटल केसेस थे, फ्लक्चुएटिंग ट्रेंड के साथ वो केसेस का नंबर कम हुआ, और 1993 के बाद कोई भी एक्सीडेंट वहां पर रजिस्टर्ड नहीं हुआ. फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर, read it for yourself and then come to the next. So now we have reached to our last conclusion. Dear learner, the conclusion here is not called sum up. The conclusion here is called overall analysis. अगर आप ग्राफ राइटिंग का एंड कर रहे हैं तो आप उसको सम अप नहीं बोलेंगे, आप उसको ओवरऑल एनालिसिस बोलेंगे. ओवरऑल एनालिसिस देखते हैं क्या बना हमारा. ओवरऑल एनालिसिस पहले एक बार आप अपने से ट्राई करो. इफ यू वांट टू सी कि क्या हमारा एंड अप हो सकता है, तो हमें पता चल रहा है कि सिटी बी एंड सिटी सी में जो नंबर ऑफ एक्सीडेंट्स हैं वो इंक्रीज हुए हैं, और सिर्फ सिटी ए में जहाँ पे बहुत सारे एक्सीडेंट्स होते थे वहां पे ये प्रॉब्लम खाली कंट्रोल ही नहीं हुई है, खाली कम ही नहीं हुई है, बल्कि इस प्रॉब्लम को पूरा कंट्रोल कर लिया गया है. So the same thing we are going to write in our overall analysis. So overall analysis revealed that there was disconcerting hike in accidental cases in most of the cities under consideration except city A. So what we are saying that there was a disconcerting hike. एक बहुत ही परेशान कर देने वाली जो चीज हमने देखी है कि वो एक्सीडेंटल केसेस जो है वो हाइक हुए हैं, एक्सेप्ट सिटी ए. ब्लू जो लाइन थी वो हमारी सिटी ए के लिए थी. सो एक्सेप्ट सिटी ए वेयर द फिगर वाज नॉट ओनली कंट्रोल्ड बट देयर वाज एन absolute win over the problem after a certain year. देयर वॉज एब्सोल्यूट विन ओवर, कि वो प्रॉब्लम को हमने बिल्कुल जीत लिया, खत्म कर दिया आफ्टर अ सर्टेन ईयर. आफ्टर अ सर्टेन ईयर मीन्स आफ्टर 1993 देयर वॉज नो केस ऑफ accident in city A. So dear learner, this was our overall analysis, and here one another important thing that I want to discuss with you, that there remains two things. You can either write there remains two things. One is called overview and the second thing is called overall analysis. अगर आप overview लिखना चाहते हैं, then the statement, then the information would be approximately or almost the same. Overview जो है वो लिखा जाता है after introduction. This can be the second paragraph. If you want to write overview, then you will write it after the introduction, and the same information you can use same information approximately or almost the same information you can use for overview. और अगर आप उसका कंक्लूजन लिखना चाहते हैं, if you want to write overall analysis, then it will be after the complete description. या आप ओवरव्यू लिखिए या आप ओवरऑल एनालिसिस लिखिए, राइट ईदर ऑफ द टू. आपको दोनों चीजें नहीं लिखनी है, आपको दोनों में से एक लिखना है. इफ यू फील कि आपको पूरा ग्राफ डिस्क्राइब करने के बाद इजी लगता है कि ग्राफ का ओवरऑल क्या चीज बताई गई है, देन यू कैन गो विद ओवरऑल एनालिसिस. अदरवाइज द सेम टाइप ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन you can give in overview. I hope the point is very clear to you. What is overview and what is overall analysis? Overview means we are telling that what are the main important trends described in the graph, and overall analysis is कि finally हमारा क्या result था, हमारा ये graph, why the graph was given to us, what main information we have to pick from the graph as a conclusion. So good, dear learners, now there is a worksheet for you, and the question is that describe the two features which are circled and arrowed with green color. So this is the thing, one feature, and this is the second feature that you are going to write in the comment box of YouTube. And let's see that how you describe these two features in your own words. So this is done for today, and definitely like, comment and share. I take leave of you. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.